Hello, everyone. Welcome to another middle of the week. I hope you're doing great. I hope you are having a fabulous February so far. My name is Michael Halfill. I'm the lead pastor at the Piedmont Park Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I am just so glad that February is here. The weather is warm. Valentine's Day is coming up, so I hope you're thinking of those people that you love in your life, and maybe you find some ways to express that. But I wanted to talk to you today. I wanted to ask you a question. Have you noticed some division in our world, in our society of late? Silly question, right? I mean, not breaking news. There is tons of division right now. In fact, there's so much division that, at least here in America, we had to have multiple halftime shows for the Super Bowl because we had to, I guess. Lots and lots of division. And I don't know, maybe you're like me. There have been times when I'm like, oh, it would be so much nicer if we were more unified. Or I've even thought about praying that before. Maybe you have too. The thought of the divisions going away and being more unified as a country, as a people, as a church sounds great. But then I thought a little bit more about that. And friends, division isn't anything new. There were divisions back in Jesus' day. In his day, in Judaism, there were like 4 different sections of Judaism. There was the Pharisees who didn't get along with the Sadducees, and neither of them got along or wanted to be around the Zealots, and the Essenes, they didn't want to be around anybody, so they kind of left town and built their own communities. So there were divisions back then, and of course, all of them in Judaism didn't like the Gentiles, didn't like the Herodians, and nobody liked the Romans because they were ruling everything. And so divisions, not something new. It's a human thing. What happens when divisions unite? What does it take to unite us? Sometimes, friends, it takes a common enemy. Listen to this word from the Bible, Luke chapter 23 and verse 12. Here we have a Roman and someone in the Jewish persuasion, and they become friends. Luke chapter 23, verse 12, it says, "That very day, Pilate and Herod became friends with each other, for previously they had been at enmity with each other." What was happening that made Pilate and Herod suddenly get along? Jesus was there. Only Jesus didn't unite them under brotherly love. They were united against Jesus. So all these different divisions, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, they were able to unite against Jesus. The Jewish leaders were able to unite with Rome even against Jesus. So I think sometimes we have to be careful about wanting unity, because what would be the cost of unity? To break down these divisions, I wonder if it will be followers of Jesus that are so committed to Jesus that all of a sudden all sides start to turn against them. They're just thoughts, musings that I have, friends. But what it's caused me to do is when I see the sides like this, I do my best to listen to both sides, and I also do my best to not identify too much with one side or another. Because the Pharisees were certain they were right. The Sadducees were certain they were right. And the Romans just wanted peace in their land, which was, that's a good thing to want. So when it comes to sides, when it comes to warring, be careful to identify too much with one side or another, because where we really need to identify is with Jesus. And when we do that, maybe we disagree with both sides. It's just a thought. So friends, I want to encourage you. Maybe we need to be a little bit more like the character in Tolkien's story, Treebird, who said, "I'm not entirely on anyone's side because no one's entirely on my side." And maybe that's what we have to be in this world. We need to listen to everyone. We need to hear their stories, and we need to stay true to the values that we find in God's word, that the values that we find in Jesus. And remember, this word is not for just a certain people. It's not for just a certain country. It's for all of us who will open, read, and choose to believe. Well, friends, I want to just thank you for listening this far. And I want to encourage you to come and join us this coming Saturday here at Piedmont. We're going to be continuing a sermon series that I started last week on the Gospel of John, which is just a fabulous book to read. Very interesting because it's the most unique of the 4 Gospels. So we'll be continuing that this coming Saturday at 11 o'clock. You can watch here in person, of course, at Piedmont Park, or you can watch online. And we have our Bible study time at 9:30 for all ages. It's important to bring your little ones to get them to church and get them learning early. And of course, we go all the way up till we're not so little anymore. We'd love to have you come and study with us, fellowship with us, and learn with us. Take care, everyone, and let's do our best, even in this divided world, to take care of everyone and to follow Jesus.